Thank you for accepting our interview. We were really delighted to work with you on Neil Stephenson 3D motion capture Aba타 project. When we first contacted you out of the blue, what was your first impression?
So my initial reaction was I was really excited because I love sci-fi and I love animation and I love Neil Stephenson's work. But then I got even more excited to see the size of the project and what SBS and the Dforum was all about. So it was great, and it was also a surprise too to get to take part in something so big.
From our point of view, when we contact Neil Stephenson and told him that we wanted to start with his Abatta, as he's a generator of Abatta, he said that we have to look into Reolution. Have you worked with Neil Stephenson before?
I have not. I've been one of his many fans, and you know, as he's certainly the father of some key terms like Avatar and Metaverse. We follow his work closely. In fact, we celebrate his work and what we do with digital characters and animation, and as those are starting to appear everywhere, just like at the Dforum. So I had not had a chance to work with Neil before, but I must say that I believe his work has inspired our work already. We have our roots really inside what it means to become a digital character. And you know, Neil uses the definition of avatar. He actually talks about in the Dforum, which I love, because he says that it's any visual or audio representation of us in a digital life, in a digital form. And so I love that definition because it brings up many opportunities for what that might be.
What did you focus most on related to Neil's project?
So my focus was generally, with Reolution, my focus was to create the characters. So develop the actual avatars that would then embody the animation and the motion. We decided there was probably the need, you wanted to have a wardrobe change, right? So
yes.
we had a few different versions of Neil in different outfits. And we were so happy to know that Neil had input as well, and what he wanted to kind of say, and even was able to provide us with a fantastic voiceover video that wound up being the voice for the character, and gave us some really good help. I thought that even though we're 6,000 miles away from each other. We were able to really, I think, bring the vision together, and with the help of Epic Games being involved, it was just a great collaboration. So I felt like I was in the same room with you guys through it all.
When we decided we wanted to do a 3D live motion capture service type Abatta, we were looking around into some of the Korean companies also, and in Korea too, that we have very talented computer graphic designers. But we noticed a lot of the company haven't tried this before. So from our point of view, it was a challenge and kind of experiment to try this for the first time also. When did Reolution start 3D motion capture, and why do you think this is becoming more popular these days?
Absolutely, I think that with the project like this at this magnitude, there's a lot of different pieces and parts. There's a character. There's a digital likeness. Also, there's the character had multiple clothing options. The character had a specific voice, Neil's voice. So there was lip sync that was involved. There was motion capture because we wanted to animate Neil's body to his voice. So we did motion capture with accents. And then we brought everything together in such a way that it was a project that with the tools that we have, things are meant to be able to come from all of these different worlds together. So we bring all of the elements of the character that brings its vitology to the stage. So that's really our core. That's what we do. We bring these characters in all these different, vital areas that are important to bring a character performance to life. That's kind of a specialty with Reolution. And it's not only just a specialty like an expertise that I have or other people, it's about the tools. The tools allow for the expert to be able to really take control and do all of these things, and it minimizes the amount of people that need to be involved. And when teams get really large, and I know you work with a lot of large teams, when they get large, it's hard to be quick and nimble. And I think that a lot of studios get, especially larger ones, they're coming certainly to the real-time tool set, the real-time way of thinking. But there's a lot of tradition that has to be overcome. And I'm glad that we were able to join together and give a good example of what real-time technology can do.
When you saw the final version of it, how did you think about it?
That was fun. I thought it was a cool way to immerse the character on the stage that I had already been watching. I watched the Korean presidential candidates speak. I was so impressed. I thought, I'm a political junkie here in the US. I love to watch the politics and the politicians do all their crazy things. But I love that the cultural message also included a message from all of the candidates. And then Neil was there, and there were so many great things. The creator of Squid Game. I mean, you guys have such a cool amount of people that even for me, sitting all the way over here in the United States in Kentucky, I enjoyed. I tuned in for hours, and I sent it to friends. I said, "This is so neat. You should, you should check this out for sure." So I think it's a great thing that you've got, and I believe that we'll see more of this type of activity. I believe that you're one of the first that was bold enough to go for something like this, but I think we'll certainly see more. We'll see more live. We're seeing things in media in the US that involve more avatars. We have a television show that involves virtual singers as a competition in the US right now that's doing that. And I believe that we're going to have more and more of this in our media.
As we were planning for Neil's Avatar, one of the things from our point of view, we wanted him to look as Neil Stephenson, so people relate to him. But at the same time, because he's Avatar, we wanted him to do things that he wouldn't be able to do if he wasn't an Avatar also. So that was one of our way how to try to find out what was possible.
I thought that the way that the transition happened, the forum started, right? And you had the introduction. And so you had the presenter introducing Neil on the real stage. And then seamlessly you saw Neil appear and as an avatar, but still the same stage. So the immersion I thought was really good like that. It felt fun. And then certainly no one thought that Neil's avatar was a real person. It was something fun for everybody to enjoy. And then since Neil was the father of the word avatar and metaverse, then it became a neat way for, as we all agreed, in what you wanted to do is have this kind of reveal where he would transition from the virtual world back to the real world. And that's where Neil came and he sat down at his computer and he started talking to us from San Francisco. And so I thought that the as we call it, kind of the gag, it worked real well. And it was fun.
It was interesting how people really relate to Neil's avatar, even though they knew this is not real Neil, that it felt like we were able to focus to see what he was actually saying as a lecturer. And I thought that was a very interesting experience that we gave. What do you think is the secret?
I think you just hit it, actually, in your question. I think the secret is this. I think the secret is the content. I think it's about what the avatar is saying or doing. I think that those are the things that are very important, because you could have a virtual world full of just characters bumping into each other. You would have everyone, they may be real, but they may not be doing anything. They're just there, right? So there's probably not that much engagement or fun in a situation like that. So it's about interaction. It's about engagement. And it's about, I think, content. Neil was telling us about something that, I wanted to hear dearly, and I loved everything that he had to say. And I think people who tuned in did as well. So it was a fun new way to experience that content.
When Neil saw his avatar for the first time, like he was going like this and really looking into it, and we asked him how he felt about it, and he was saying, "Oh, you made my beard more longer. I look older, but that's all right. I look wiser." And he was very satisfied with his avatar.
Good.
I know you had a lot of work, especially with his face, that you were working a lot on it. What did you want to make it just right?
I wanted to give a stylized version of Neil that represented him today, but also kind of paid homage to his characters from his book. So we dressed him in the hero protagonist style of clothing with the katana on his back from Snow Crash. And then we also gave him just a more standard, maybe author look with the shirt and some pants. And then we gave him a sci-fi look as well, which was the one that you went with on the katana that was also another hero protagonist. So it was creating Neil. We wanted to honor the content that he had written, and then also give a stylized play on him. So if he said his beard needed a little trim, then we could take that feedback. We can work with him on that. We can give him a little shave and help him out. But I'm glad he liked it. It was neat to see him come to life with his audio that he provided for us.
I'd like to ask you the same question we asked Neil Stephenson about Aba타. You might have already some characters that you made of yourself, but if you could make any character, do you want it to be similar with what you look right now, or do you want to be totally something different?
So I think that I'd like to make one of myself, just because I think that's really challenging. But as far as being something else in another world, I'm already myself here. So I'll be something else somewhere else. I'll be maybe something I can fly, and maybe something like, my favorite animal is a hummingbird. So maybe I'll be a hummingbird. And, but or a big dragon, or who knows. I think avatars are really fun, and it changes. Here's the real answer. It changes. It would change every day, maybe. It would change a lot. It depends on, just like if I send you a text message and put an emoji in it, I'm not going to put the same one every time. It's going to be my mood. So I'm going to probably be the kind of person that I might have to wear a name tag so that in the virtual world what my name is, because I'll look different every time you see it.
That a lot of your multi-persona will be showing in a different world.
Yes, everything will finally make sense.
Also, one of the questions I wanted to ask is about the ethical issues. Is there any ethical issues that your company or the similar industry is also dealing with?
I think that they're growing. I think that there are, as AI and machine learning continue to provide us with more astounding and quick, kind of deep fakes and digital doubles. I think that the future of video and how we trust it, before we even really talk about avatars, I think is going to be something that we're already concerned about. And I think that there's always going to be ethical issues. It's something that at the end of the day, all of us personally, I have to be kind of, responsible for how we utilize the tools that we have. And they can be, any tool can be used for nefarious purposes. So, I would say that right now, us as content consumers, not as developers, but as consumers, it's all about, making sure that you believe what you see, and maybe you need to wonder if you believe what you see sometimes. It seems like Tom Cruise has done everything and talked in everyone's YouTube video now, and we've seen Jordan Peele bring Obama to life in such an astounding way. We've seen all the politicians. So, I think there's real concern.
Is there anything more you want to mention?
This was a fantastic event, and it was a lot of fun to put it together. I enjoyed your ideas, and certainly the chance to work with Neil. So thank you for that, from myself and my team at Reolution, and then also the guys at Actor Capture. It was a truly enjoyable project, and I hope we get to join forces again in the future.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.